The Virgin Mary of Czestochowa, miraculous painting, pilgrimage site. The miraculous painting of the Virgin Mary of Czestochowa was originally stored, exhibited, and revered by the faithful in the now extinct Church of the Virgin Mary, which likely stood in this location. Thousands of Baroque pilgrims traveled to this place, where according to preserved records, they found salvation and healing. The small Gothic church became a renowned pilgrimage site. The painting at the Hofmisters. The story of the miraculous painting of the Virgin Mary of Czestochowa begins with a local soap maker and former first mayor Jakob Hofmister, 1620 to 1705. He apparently brought a small print from Prague depicting an unusual kind of so-called loving Pieta, Virgin Mary with the dead Christ taken down from the cross. Hofmister and his wife, Elżbieta, held the image in great reverence and decided to have a painted copy of it made for their house standing on the square, now house number 112. The oil painting, based on the Prague original, was created by the painter Maciej Pazurek from Dobrzany sometime in the late 1680s. The miraculous Baroque era. The post-30 Years' War era favored miracles. During this time, old and new images of the Virgin Mary and saints were awakening throughout Europe, undergoing various miraculous transformations. People were healed and rescued from mortal dangers when they sought help from the respective saint, and so on. The era of miracles ended along with the Baroque period. Miracle transformations. The first remarkable change, specifically the miraculous sweating, was reportedly observed on the painting at the Hofmisters in 1700. Others occurred 10 years later, when Czestochowa itself went through significant changes. In 1705, the Benedictine monastery in Kladruby purchased the Czestochowa estate, and in 1710, the Benedictines definitively assumed the spiritual administration there. It was during this time that the widowed Elżbieta of Mistowa noticed strange, inexplicable droplets of sweat appearing on the painting in a peculiar and natural manner. Other witnesses summoned to the painting also saw other transformations, such as closing and opening of eyes, changes in colors, sparks, etc. The painting attracts attention. O sorrowful one, from afar you draw human hearts, lover of Christ, from a song by Jakob Jan Rieber Sr. O sorrowful mother. More and more people, including representatives of the local elite, such as the Czestochowa teacher, estate administrator, and Benedictine priests, began to visit the house on the square. This caught the attention of the highest representative of the nobility, Abbot Maur Finskus of Kladruby. He visited Czestochowa, investigated the matter on the spot, and reached an agreement with Mrs. Hofmisterwa, the widow, to transfer the painting to the church in Czestochowa. The painting in the Czestochowa church. Initially, it was kept in a sealed casket in the sacristy, then hung on the wall in the church, and finally placed on the main altar. Abbot Finskus also informed the Archiepiscopal Consistory in Prague, which sent 2 investigative commissions to Czestochowa. Based on their findings that the painting exhibited supernatural transformations and sweating also in the church, according to preserved testimonies, the Virgin Mary of Czestochowa was officially recognized by the Church as a miraculous and grace-bestowing painting on April the 27th, 1711. Pilgrimage site. On May the 26th, 1711, a grand celebration was held to honor the new miracle worker with a procession that went from the church to the Hofmister's house on the square. This celebration, known as the Czestochowa Fair, was repeated annually. Czestochowa became a popular Baroque pilgrimage site, much to the joy of the local clergy and merchants. A smaller body of Benedictine priests served the pilgrims, conducted religious ceremonies, festivities, and music. Among other things, they officially documented miraculous healings and other supernatural help granted to people who invoked the miracle worker of Czestodzice. The only thing that was missing was a proper pilgrimage church. The old Gothic church in Czestodzice was not sufficient to accommodate the influx of pilgrims, so the decision was made to build a new one. Its construction took place between 1750 and 1775. The end of the Baroque era. During the construction of the new pilgrimage church in Czestodzice, changes in the religious policies of the state began to take place at the imperial court in Vienna as part of the Enlightenment, known as the Josephinian reforms. These changes significantly affected the operation of individual pilgrimage sites, including Czestodzice. Gradually, the state restricted and eventually banned fairs, processions, pilgrim and votive decorations in churches, religious brotherhoods, and other manifestations of Baroque devotion. In 1785, 10 years after the completion of the new pilgrimage church, the Kladruby monastery was abolished, including its provostship in Czestodzice. Fair tradition. In the 19th century, the Grand Fair in Czestodzice was revived. Once again, the procession carried the image of the Virgin Mary of Czestodzice from the church to the house at number 112 on the square. The last such fair took place in 1955, and then this tradition completely disappeared.